today I'm going to make another place to mount the GoPro on this bike. If you've seen my videos from my recent trip, if you look closely you'll see that the view's always moving because I had to keep adjusting the camera because it keeps moving and shifting, and the stuff that you buy, the flexible shit, just fucks up. Now look at this abortion. This is what I had to end up doing. I've got it cable tied to the mirror. I've got it cable tied fucking everywhere. Even then, look. Still coming out, that fucking thing's broken because it was always being removed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, apparently you can buy them somewhere, so I thought, fuck it, I'll make my own. Pay no attention to the condition of the bike. I'm going to wash it probably tomorrow. Take that screw out, make something that goes here and then sits out there, so I can mount the GoPro here, so I can still reach it to start it and stop it. So it'll just be a matter of a slight round bend there and then 90 degrees and cut a square pad, and I'm going to mount the thing on there so you don't have to rely on that bloody glue and that 3M tape. I know it should stick, it should stay, but sometimes they fail, sometimes they come off. So I don't risk that, I'm going to try and pop rivet it. I had a bit of a look. If I drill some recesses, where'd I put the bastard? It's here somewhere. I don't know where I put it. Anyway, it's here somewhere. And I'm going to cut it out of this piece of stainless, so it's not too thick, so it'll be easy to work with, and it won't rust. So I'll be able to make it nice and shiny, and mount the GoPro easily on and off. So yeah, that'll make life a lot easier, I think, and make better videos. You know, like I do, some of my videos are slowly improving, and it does take time. You know, like you can't become a creator and just learn overnight how to do everything. So I'm learning very slowly. I'm learning. So, but I want better, steadier videos. So let's work with this, eh? Okay, just check this out. I pulled that out. I can't see what the fuck's going on here. Hang on. So that's the bolt that came out of the top of the fairing that holds the screen down. It's not going to be real long, so I've got an Imperial bolt. It's a high tensile one. I mean, it's going to have a hex nut, but I'm going to paint it. So I'm going to, once I've cut that, I'm going to paint the part that sits up against the fairing, which will be that bit there. So I'm going to chop it down to the thickness of where the strip is around top there, and that'll have a slight bend in it. And this one will kick out, so it'll hold it at parallel to the bike. So that's what I've got doing there. I had to turn my music off because I'll have to mute that because YouTube will have a shit attack. Have a shit fit. If you have the audacity to have music in the background, regardless. I know one of my favourite YouTubers, Cutting Edge Engineering. I doubt that Curtis will ever see this, but he had one of his videos demonetised because a workshop in the background, you could just barely hear music. So, you know, YouTube in their infinite wisdom decided you can't have that accidental music. So, they demonetised his video. So we had to re-edit it and re-upload it. which is kind of fucking stupid when you think of it. Because it's not as if you're using their music for your own gains, you know, like you're using the music to, like the music's in the background, you know. Everyone listens to a bit of music in the fucking background, but no. We can't have that, according to fucking PooTube. So, yeah, hopefully you can see what I'm fucking doing there. Yeah, you can't. Can't see shit, can you? Let me move this shit. There we go. So I've marked that. So I'm going to cut these little bits out. And then radius it. I think I'm going to drill these corners first. So I can leave a nice radius in there as well. Make it look pretty. I mean that's 316 stainless as well, so it's a little bit harder. I don't know with the vibration, it's not going to vibrate that much really. Not enough, like it's not going to flex the plate, it'll vibrate a little bit, but not enough that it's going to fatigue the metal or crack it, so it should be okay. Let me drill these holes and I'll bring you back. Right, now I'm going to go and get some water for the quench tank on my sander so I can quench that while I'm grinding it, because that shit gets fucking hot. There you go. I might now just look at putting the slight bend on that, which you should be able to manipulate by hand. And then, no, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole first. It's going to be easy to hold in the thing. I'll just hold it, drill a hole, and then have a look and bend it to suit. Nearly done. Quick job, this one. I'll take to it with the file and clean it up a bit and clean it up, flatten the edges out a little bit, smooth it all out nice and purty, and I'll bring you back. Get rid of that cord. Well, that's how it's going to sit. But I'm thinking that's probably a little bit big. I might trim that. Slightly oversized, but oval it off a little bit. I might leave that out towards the end. I'll put that right in the middle. Let's do it that way. I think that'll look a lot nicer. And either way, either I'm going to use a GoPro mount, so I've got to secure that somehow. I've got ideas. Let's do that, hey? I think I prefer, that's going to look lot neater than having a fucking big chunky ass fucking thing hanging out there. Just trace around it for now. And before anybody starts fucking screaming that hole's offset, which it is, that's the way I did it. Because for the hole it's sitting in, you'll see why later. We get maximum purchase behind here. So I drilled that sort of, I think it was 2mm offset on purpose. I know someone's going to see it and just fucking scream about it. Don't really give a shit, to be perfectly honest with you. I might just cut that to there, around there, and do the same on this side. What do you reckon? I think it's going to look a heap better. A little bit more slimline too. Let me get to that and I'll bring you back as soon as I'm done. Righto. There we go. That looks a little bit better, doesn't it? Much, much better. Now I'm going to drill, because I think, looking at the clip, and the clip's on the camera at the moment, but I tried the clip on here, and if I put a little pop rivet there, 1/8, back there and one there, it'll clear when I slide it in. So, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bit of silicone behind that, because it works as a bloody good glue. A little bit of silicone, and then pop rivet. Just some flathead pop rivets. I'll see if I've got some countersunk pop rivets and pop rivet it. See how that goes, eh? Because I need to be able to change the fucking thing too, you know, like, although these don't have a habit of breaking. It's the clips that break. So let me have a look and see what I can work out. See, look at that. No nuts on that yet because I just tested it, but I think that's gonna work good. And I've got a little bit of adjustment so I can move it around. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bolt this on, glue it down, and then I'm going to mask it and I'm going to paint this section black so it won't stick out on the bike. Yeah. Well, look, there we go. I painted the whole fucking thing. So it'll match, you know, like it won't stand out from the bike. So put lock nuts with Loctite so they won't come undone. And there's a small blob of silicone in behind that. So I plan on doing the same behind this as well. Not a lot, just a little bit, just to stop it flexing or bouncing on that bolt. What I did, rather than use that long fucking hex head, it's going to look odd, I managed to get the washer off that. So it's got fucking miles of thread there now. That'll look heaps better, I think. Let's go and put it on, eh? So there we are, all finished. I already filmed this bit once, but I had to go and turn the fucking music off because you could hear Steel Pants are playing in the background and, you know, usual shit. So There we are. So I'm going to mount this in it now, and I'm going to use my phone just to do a little bit of video of this mounted. There we are, fitted. And it looks almost factory, right? The other thing I've got to do is get a new mount that I can, so it comes up and maybe back a little bit, and so I can manipulate the angle of it, because you can't turn the angle radially at the moment, but I want to be able to manipulate it so I can do side shots and face shots. So, but that's it. That's the base and the mount itself all sorted. So that'll work fine. There's fuck all movement here on it. Look at that.